Regular meeting of the mayor and city council, city of Port Allen, Louisiana, Wednesday, August 13th, 5:33 p.m. Council chambers. Each person must decide before entering the council chamber which agenda item they wish to comment on. If they are not seated in the chamber when the agenda item is heard, they will be notified by an officer to enter the council chambers to address that item, that agenda item. Agenda. Please silence all electronic devices. Call to order. Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Ms. Joseph? Here. Ms. Gordon?
Here.
Mr. Hubble?
Here.
Ms. King? Here. Ms. Payne?
Here.
All present, ma'am.
Okay, I have two items that need to be added to the agenda. So I'm asking to amend the agenda. The first item to be added is the Pitney Bowes agreement. And if we can put that as 5A. And do we have to vote separately or we can vote? Okay, and the other amendment to the agenda is to add the condemnation report and presentation for 1134 and a half Avenue C. Can I get a roll call, please?
Okay, Ms. Joseph? Here. Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Payne?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so one will be 5A and the other will be for the condemnation, it will be 10A.
Thank you. 12.
I'm sorry, 12A. Okay, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of July 9th, 2025. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, motion by Councilwoman Gordon, second by Councilwoman Joseph. Roll call, please.
Ms. Joseph? Yes. Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Ms. Hubble?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Payne?
Yes.
Motion passed.
And 5, public comments. Comments from the public are allowed in accordance with LA Revised Statute 42:11, Section 2 through 34, and specifically limited to an agenda item to be considered during the meeting. 3 minutes per person and 15 minutes per topic. Anyone sign in this room? Okay, thank you. Okay, 5A, and it's Mr. Daigle for the Pitney Bowes agreement.
I have the contract. A representative from Pitney Bowes met with the mayor and I mid of July, I believe it is. I forgot what day it was. And our postage machine is, for lack of a better term, end of life. I'm tired of hearing the words end of life on all of our technology over here. But with all the updates that's going on in the technological world, our current service contract for the postage machine that we currently have, that's $800 per quarter, is going to have to go up to $1,029.81 a quarter. So we're looking at $200 more per quarter, or $800 more per year. $800 more per year. So as a Larson Act, since this is a contract that the mayor has to sign, the Larson Act says the council's got to approve all contracts that involve expenditure of money. This involves expenditure of money. So we are asking the council to authorize the mayor to sign this contract so we can continue whenever that machine that we currently have, I think they told us less than 3 months, I believe, in that meeting.
Yes.
That we won't be able to send out mail. Any questions on that?
Okay, motion by Councilman Hubble,
Second.
second by Councilwoman King. A roll call, please.
Ms. Joseph? Yes. Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Mr. Payne?
Yes.
Motion passes, Mayor.
Thank you. 6, consider approving the purchase of a city tent 20 by 30 to be used for city-sponsored events. Ms. Rose?
Yes, last week we talked about getting a 20 by 30 foot tent for the city of Port Allen, and we were asking approval from the council. The cost will be approximately $7,000.
That's heavy gauge piping
Yes, sir.
and the fabric itself
Yes, sir.
with our logo.
Yes, on the top. The tent itself is blue with City of Port Allen in white. Okay, can I entertain a motion? Has motion by Councilman Hubble, second by Councilwoman Joseph. Can I get a roll call?
Ms. Joseph? Yes. Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Mr. Payne?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. 7, authorizing Chief Mitchell to advertise and hire 2 police officers. Chief?
Good evening, Mayor, Council,
Chief.
everybody. I gotta explain to you guys last week, my reason on why I was looking to, hire 2 extra officers. We short-handed. I told you, we lost one of them because he wanted to get closer to home, and we lost a cadet that I had recently had hired. So with that being said, I think hiring these 2 people will help benefit our police department so we can continue to proceed forward.
Have you interviewed anybody yet?
No, I haven't,
Okay.
not yet. I want to get,
That's right. That's all we just had.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Getting hired for you out there. Okay. I'm okay.
Okay, it's motion by Councilman Hubble, second by Councilman Payne. Can I get a roll call?
Ms. Joseph? Yes. Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Mr. Payne?
Yes.
Motion passes, Mayor.
thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
8, consider approving PEC to advertise for the 2024-25 CDBG sewer project contingent upon the required approval for work for the CDBG grant. Mr. Erica?
Thank you, Mayor, Council, audience. Yes, essentially what we're trying to do here is, as soon as we get the authority from the CDBG folks, we want to be able to go ahead and start the job. We did get some comments on the engineering that we've already addressed. Unfortunately, this is a federal grants program, so there's quite a few other boxes y'all are going to have to check before they'll allow us to advertise. One good thing that we're seeing, and quite frankly, really dramatically in the last 3 months is the price of a lot of the construction services going way down. Just as an example, we had a big project in New Orleans that was estimated to go about 41 million and it came in for 26. So it's a significant change.
Sure is.
Any questions? Thank you.
Okay, can I get a motion?
Make that motion.
Okay. Motion by Councilwoman Gordon, second by Councilwoman Joseph. Roll call, please.
Ms. Joseph? Yes. Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Mr. Payne?
Yes.
Motion passes, Mayor.
9, consider approving a resolution to adopt a language access plan for the city of Port Allen. Mr. Daigle?
As Mr. Eric just alluded to, we have a lot of boxes to check to get that 1.1 million for the sewer rehabilitation. One of those things is to adopt a language access plan. The basis of that is that we have in our community, not necessarily, but that the federal grant funds people that do not speak English for a way for us to communicate with those people. So we've designated Harissa Antoine as a person to coordinate this. We're trying to differentiate all these different resolutions that's coming before. We did Ms. Tamika Durson as a 504 compliance officer related to this LCDP grant. And we did Ms. Lynette the same for the anti-displacements, and now we're designating Ms. Harissa Antoine, who's one of our utility clerks, to be the coordinator for the language access plan. And part of this resolution and this requirement is that we've got to reevaluate this plan every single year. It's an annual reevaluation. So it'd be coming before the council every single year if we want to continue to receive funds from that Louisiana Community Development Block Grant.
Okay. Motion by Councilman Hubble,
Second.
second by Councilwoman Gordon. Roll call.
Ms. Joseph? Yes. Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Mr. Payne?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, 10, consider authorizing Mayor Pattan to sign the Louisiana Rural Water Association rate study request for the wastewater system clearance requirement for LCDBG. Mr. Daigle?
Another requirement of that LCBD grant is for us to do a rate study on our utility system that's being affected by this grant, so it would be the sewer system. I think we had a rate study done last year or 2 years ago. That does not qualify for this. It has to be a current rate study. So looking at one of the rate study requirements documents says it had to, the approval to do a rate study had to be recorded in the minutes of the board. So we're asking it so we can be official, like I'm running all these T's that have to be crossed and I's that have to be dotted for everything, that we're asking the board to give formal approval for the mayor to do that, enter into that, complete the application for a formal rate study of our sewer system. And part of the LCBD component, it's not just doing the rate study. If we want to get that 1.1 million, we're agreeing as part of that 1.1 million that if that rate study comes back and says we have to increase our sewer fees, we're going to increase those sewer fees.
Questions? Okay, can I get a motion? Okay, motion by Councilwoman Joseph, second by Councilman Hubble. Roll call, please.
Ms. Joseph? Yes. Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Mr. Payne?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. 11, presentation of the monthly financial report. Mr. Daigle?
I sent the entire revenue and expenditure report as reported by our accounting system. One of the council members showed me in the binder, you got a copy that's in your binder as well, that the copy that's in your binder does not have the highlighted things there. So I don't know if you all saw the highlighted notions in the document that we received yesterday. I'm running new features this time as opposed to printing the report out of Encode and then making the copies. I saved the report as a PDF, and I have a PDF editor feature where I can go in and highlight like I did on this report to point out certain things that I was going to mention in the meeting. That if the highlight, I could try changing the highlighter color next month, trying to make it more user friendly. This was the first time I was experimenting with it. But the first thing I want y'all to, on the first page, I highlighted the annual budget. That's what the council allocated at their June meeting for our operating budget across all of our funds. So that's the column, most important column. That's the money that we said we either going to collect in revenue, anticipated, or what we anticipated on the expense side. Then the year-to-date actual is what we spent or what we posted in July so far of the new budget year. And the last column, percent of the year-to-date budget, is how much of that budget we should have gotten in revenue or how much in expenses. So 1/12 of the year is 8.33%. Just because we see some numbers above or below 8.33% is not cause for alarm, because not everything is equally divided by 12. Some expenses we pay yearly, some we pay monthly. So the first thing I want to call attention to is on the second page, the Port Allen General Fund, where I've highlighted sales tax, $316,000 for year-to-date actual and $375,000. That's something that sales tax does not stay steady. It does fluctuate from month to month. But the majority of our revenue does come from taxes, so I'm not concerned that we were down this month. Looking at past historical data, like I said, it does fluctuate, but we said we were going to collect $4.5 million in sales tax revenue, and divided by 12, that would be 375,000. We didn't quite reach that benchmark, so before, I've been telling various different department heads that have been coming into my office wanting money for this, that, and the other. We also have to look at what our revenues are. So as a council, you can appropriate money, but if you don't have the money to appropriate, it doesn't exist. But like I said, I don't think there's cause for alarm that it's down, because historical data that sales tax does fluctuate. On the page 4, which is the administrative expense report for the administration, I highlighted the fire insurance, vehicle insurance, liability insurance, and I pretty much highlighted that on each of the individual departments. I'm not going to go through those on each of the individual departments. But if you look at 5,000, 52,000 together, we budgeted 57,000 for insurance, and if you add what we spent in July already, 70+ thousand, you will see that trend continued on for most of the departments, that what we budgeted for insurance and what we paid for insurance, and we pay for insurance by the year, so we pretty much paid for our insurance. Those line items aren't going to change, but the insurance payments that we made for this fiscal year is more than what we budgeted, but that's what everybody in the world is facing. But when they get their new insurance, whether it's automobile, home insurance, or whatever, that they're more expensive than what they've been paying the previous years, and it affected us too as well. Particularly the vehicle insurance for certain departments. If we go to the police department, page 8, I highlighted we spent 10,000 of the 27,000. That's for their computer server upgrade. That's just the hardware. The hardware is being ordered, has not been delivered yet to be installed yet. Some of the other costs will be the installation of that. Of the 145,000 in equipment, the 18,000 we spent is for the body cameras. We've already paid the body cameras. The tasers bill just came in, so that will be on next month's report. If we go to page 12 in roads and drainage capital outlay, the machinery and equipment for 70,000 in capital outlay that we budgeted, I found out recently that when we budgeted X amount for a push hog and X amount for a skid steer or whatever that equipment is called, and then something of the boring machine, water and gas, that what we budgeted for, I like what Mr. Erickle said about construction prices going down. Those prices are way up. So you have to look at other ways of trying to fund those objects, those things. If we go to page 14, animal control, year-to-date 0, we paid those to the West Baton Rouge Parish on quarterly basis. So we paid the second quarter in July, but because it's for the second quarter, it's been moved into last year's fiscal budget already as part of the audit process. So get it more reflected. So we're not going to see a number there hit our financial statements until we pay third quarter. It is going to be, so even though it's going to be 0, that 80,000 is spent. We've got to pay it. We can't move that 80,000 somewhere else. The animal control average is about 20,000 per quarter. If we go to, had a question?
No, she said that much. I said that's just our portion.
Yeah.
If you go to page 18, it's the very last page of the Port Allen General Fund. I've highlighted the $217,250 from transfer from cap fund. I didn't realize this, but working with the financials, that $217,000 is our bond payment that's paying for this building. Since we actually have bond payments, we've got bond regulations before we start trying to go spend all our money in reserves. That because we have this current bond, we, by state law, have to keep certain things in reserves because we have this bond. And this bond payment, I think, is for 4 more years. if I remember correctly. Water and gas fund, page 1 on the revenue side, where we've collected 70,000 out of 200 million that we said we were going to budget it. Not cost per loan, when we see that 3.41%, because we haven't collected our industrial payment yet. The industrial payment we collected that was supposed to July was for June, so it was reversed back out. We'll see these numbers more balancing out later we get in, part of the audit prep. But one of the things I wanted to mention with that 70,000, the mayor and I have discussed briefly that currently our reconnect charges are $10 per meter. Our deposits for residential and water and gas, 75 and 125 for a total of 200. And then the service connections where someone wants to come in and put in a water meter or a gas meter that doesn't exist there right here. So our water and gas department has to come in, dig the hole, get the meter, put the meter in, all the pipes or whatever. Those changes, those amounts are by ordinance. So the mayor can't just press a button or say, we want to do this. We have to go through the ordinance process. But those have been the same amount since I was in the field as a meter reader, at $400 for a water meter and $600 for a gas meter. I don't know how long before that.
It's been a while. Before, I think the meter, water was $50 when I first started.
Yeah.
So
But-
it's still been some.
So we know COVID came and price increase for everything, and part of the grants that we are receiving and grants we want to apply to, they're getting more stringent on how they give out the money, and one of the conditions of the money is that for our utility systems, and that's part of the Louisiana Rural Water, on both water, gas, and sewer, that those systems should be self-sustaining completely. Your manpower, all of your employee-related expenses, all of your maintenance for all the equipment that they use, the backhoes, the boring machines, and all of that. And as we know from our own personal lives, trying to get a repair bill, we want to get tires on our vehicle or oil changes that, at least for me, my oil change on my own personal vehicle seems to be about way more than it was 4 years ago, 5 years ago. All those costs need to be factored into your water and gas. So we are looking at what a reasonable thing would be for the reconnect fee. But again, since it's in an ordinance, we can't just come in tomorrow and say it's going to be this. We're going to have to go through the ordinance processes. Everything is in our ordinances, unlike maybe some other municipalities may just have it as a fee schedule. So that's pretty much everything that I highlighted. I think there were some other things like the boring machine, the water and gas department. We had budget total of $13,000. As I mentioned earlier, that's going to be more than with $13,000. So we're going to have to look at where we can get some additional revenue to, or reallocate some of the money that was already allocated in other areas to try to cover for those things. So, any questions?
Well explained.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
12, condemnation proceedings. Mr. Evan,
Well, I'll take
the
it.
case.
Good evening, council. We do have one condemnation proceeding tonight. You all have been given a packet of all the supporting documents for this property, so you can follow along as we do our presentation. Before I get started, I do want to recognize, I think the property owner is here tonight, Ms. Edna. Yes. Okay, great. When we finish our presentation, you will be given an opportunity to address the council, okay? Okay, yes, ma'am. She has a couple minutes. Okay, so the property that we have on the agenda tonight is municipal address 1134 and a half Avenue C, Port Allen, Louisiana 70767. Legal description is lots 10 and 11 of square 46 of the Oaks subdivision, PA 3-204. The West Baton Rouge Parish Assessor shows that Ms. Edna Richardson is the current owner of the property with a mailing address of 3683 North Foster Drive in Baton Rouge, Louisiana 70805. We did complete an inspection report. It was completed by Mr. Justin Alston, who is here tonight to give you a presentation on the condition of the property as it stands today. That inspection was completed on July 10th, 2025, and it does recommend that the structure on the property be condemned because it meets the definition of a derelict building. That inspection report is also in your packet as well. In accordance with the city's ordinances, notice to show cause was successfully delivered to the property owner at her address on August 1st, 2025. It contained a copy of the inspection report and informed the property owner of her parents that we needed her here tonight for this proceeding. At this time, I'll turn it over to Justin so he can give his report on the condition of the property. And barring any questions from you guys to him, I'll go into the questions that I have for him on the violations.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. As a follow-up from the July 10th visit to the site, I went by the site this afternoon to verify the condition is still the same, and I have some photos that should be coming up here shortly in a slide that shows the condition of the property as of today. Okay, so
Full screen.
Do you have it on a session?
I'll have it on flash drive. I can throw it on. But essentially what was found, the building is in the same condition that it was in the photos in your packet. I did notice that.
go for it.
Yeah, go ahead. So, the condition of the property, there's some, vehicles that are stored in the lot. There's a travel trailer that is open, stored on the lot. The door was propped wide open. It looks like there's some, roof leaks on that. The house itself, the cladding is failing on the exterior. The main support beams for the floor compromised and sitting on the ground. The ceiling is collapsed. There's compromised roof. Siding is rotted. Windows are broken. And the framing is exposed. There's rot and what appears to be some possibly termite damage to the structure. There are holes that will allow rodents, insects, and other animals to freely enter the building. The access stairs in both locations are compromised. And there is large holes in the rear of the residence where anything can go in and out of it. So it's not closed up. It's not sealing out the exterior conditions.
Does the council have any questions for Mr. Councilman? Okay. Well, if there are any questions, I'll ask you questions regarding the specific ordinances that we cited in the notice to show cause. And you just tell me if, in your opinion, if the structure on the property, and I just want to make clear that this property does have, I think, inoperable vehicles on it, but this condemnation proceeding is particular to the home, the structure that's on the property. Yeah. Okay. Ms. Outstanding. City of Port Allen's ordinance 38-28-1 describes a derelict building as one that is structurally unsafe, unstable, unsanitary, constituting a hazard to life because of inadequate exit facilities, constituting a fire hazard, unsuitable or improper for use or occupancy, constituting a hazard to health or safety because of inadequate maintenance, dilapidation, abandonment, or otherwise dangerous to life or property. In your opinion, does the structure on the property meet that definition?
Yes, it does.
Okay, ordinance 34-28-1 describes a derelict building as one that is vacant and whose dwellings and other structures are deemed to constitute a hazard. In your opinion, does it meet that definition?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Ordinance 34-28-3A describes a derelict building as one whose load-bearing structures fail to meet the minimum housing requirement by being in good condition and able to support the weight of the building, by not having extensive termite damage, and whose parts they must be level, plumb, and sturdy. In your opinion, does this structure meet that definition of a derelict building?
Yes, it meets the definition of derelict building.
Okay. Ordinance 34-28-3B defines a derelict building as one whose foundation walls are not level, have large cracks or breaks, cannot keep out rodents or other pests, and whose walls have rotted columns or missing or leaning piers. In your opinion, does it meet that definition?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Ordinance 34-28-3C defines a derelict building as one whose exterior walls are not level, have large holes, breaks, or loose or rotting material, and cannot prevent water and wind from entering the building. In your opinion, does this property meet that definition?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Ordinance 34-28-3D defines a derelict building as one whose roof allows rain or wind to enter the building and has broken or loose material, and whose shingles, flashing, felt, paper, or tiles are in poor condition. In your opinion, does this structure meet that definition?
There were portions of the roof that does meet that definition, yes.
But not the whole roof?
Not the entire roof, no.
Which part of the roof?
The
If you-
portion on the southwest corner of the roof is peeled back and it'll allow some water infiltration. But for the majority, it's a metal roof and the metal roof itself could be repaired.
Okay, that, the corner that's
There's
exposed,
a corner that's
okay, gotcha.
it.
Ordinance 34-283F defines a derelict building as one that is not properly maintained so as to keep out rodents from nesting and to prevent rodent infestation. In your opinion, does this structure meet that definition?
Yes, it meets the definition of derelict.
Ordinance 34-283G defines a derelict building as one whose garages, sheds, fences, and freestanding walls have excessive deterioration that might cause them to fall apart. In your opinion, does this structure meet that definition?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ordinance 34-283H defines a derelict building as one whose stairways, steps, decks, porches, or balconies are in danger of collapsing. In your opinion, does this house meet that definition?
Yes, ma'am, both exit stairs are compromised.
So there are two exit stairs.
There's one in the front, and one in the rear, on the side, I'm sorry.
Okay, ordinance 34-283I defines a derelict building as one whose handrails and guardrails are not firmly fastened and capable of supporting normal loads. They are deteriorated to the point where it might collapse, and they are not secured or anchored to the building. In your opinion, does this property meet that definition?
It does not apply, there's no handrails or guardrails.
Okay. Ordinance 34-283J defines a derelict building as one that is not secure, one that has broken doors, windows, and/or empty doors or window frames on the property. Does the building meet this definition? Okay. Ordinance 34-283K defines a derelict building as one whose doors have significant deterioration, which may include screens with large tears, broken glass doors, etc. In your opinion, does this property meet that definition?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and last one, ordinance 34-283L defines a derelict building as one whose windows, skylights, or door frames are not in good condition and weather tight. They do not prevent water and air entry. The windows are not operable and whose windows are broken or missing. In your opinion, does it meet that definition?
Yes, ma'am.
So those are all the questions that have to be Ms. Altazan. Thank you. Council, as you can see, this property is in violation of several city ordinances. At least 10 of them. And so at this time, I just want to give you the opportunity to ask any questions that you may have to Mr. Altazan, or just any questions or comments before I allow Ms. Richardson to come and address you with whatever she has to say.
All right, this is for us to demolish the building, or they're gonna do it themselves? We don't know that yet.
We don't know that yet. So your action would be to condemn in order to condemn and demolish,
Okay.
or in order to condemn and allow the property owner an opportunity to repair if you find that a repair is even possible. But it would be for the property owner to demolish, if you were to vote that way, make a motion to vote that way. Within a certain time frame. Okay, if there are no questions, Ms. Richardson, you can come up and you have the floor to address the council with whatever you have to say.
Well, good evening. I'm kind of new to this, but I just wanted to say that it goes back to your family history. My grandmother and my grandfather owned that property, and we used to always come out here, and this is where we would spend the majority of our time because we was in the country and lived in Melville, and we came out here and spent a lot of time. And my concern is that I just wanted to get it back up to standards just to have something that we can just look back over the time that we enjoyed with our family there, because we always, it was a family house. It was so many of them lived in that house. And we just wanted to keep it, I wanted to keep it up. And I fell into a hardship because of restoring. I know y'all familiar with them. I was trying to get it back together, and I used some of my money into my house, which they tore down, and it was in good shape. And I got pictures of my other house, so that put me in a bind because I had 2 sons that do that kind of work, but by them got caught up into, they was helping me with my house, they put into that, then it was working with Restore, which they didn't do what they supposed to do. It just a whole lot of confusion came along and put my children in jeopardy. And now they just getting ready about, they told me within about 2 weeks they should be back straight. Well, they can't help. And what I want to do, if I have to, I'm willing to tear it down, because we just got to look at it as God's willing. I'd rather tear it down if I have to, but if we can take the money and kind of repair it, that would be a great thing. Whatever best for the city, because that's what's considered anyway. You know what's best for each and every one of us. That's the way I look at it. Whatever we have to do, we got to do it. You know, although it's got good memories there, and I know you know my aunt Edna. She used to work for the courthouse. She was the cook. And most of my family, they from, you know, around, and it just, and I wouldn't want to tell you something else whose belonging is on my property, which I can't do better about it, because they is in a raid right now. So it's crazy right now what's going on. And I can't make them move it. So it's just a lot of things going on until we can get all that situated. And I'm kind of upset because they won't move their belongings off. And it's just a lot going on. So whatever is best for all of us, that's what I want. But I would like a little time to see whether, when they can take time to come and really see what can they do, how much it don't cost. Because if it's too much, I've got to let it go. But if they can repair it because my house that I had, I can use some of the lumber because it's the top of the line lumber. I kept it off my old house, and I was gonna try to use it on that house, which is the top of the line. It's that old stuff. You know, the old stuff is better than the new stuff. Because I went and priced some of my boards. One of my boards cost like $100 there, and it's not like, I wish I had pictures so y'all could see. It'd be amazing for you all to see what that old lumber looked like. It would just blow your mind. Because one of my nephews, he cleaned it up and polished it. And when I tell you, I never saw nothing look like it. Beautiful. So that's where I'm at with that. So whatever we have to do, we do it. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, Ms. Richardson. Council members, do you have any questions for Ms. Richardson?
I have a question. So if you're asking for time for your children to come to look at it, about how much time are you thinking?
Okay, I'm looking at maybe about a week or two, just in between that, to really come and really do some good, you know, because I don't want them to just run through it and then say it could be, and then we find out we can't. I want them to really go up under there and everything, because I do a little bit too. I've been trying to work on it myself, and I had a guy to come and try to maintain it a little bit, but I want it done right. And people that just saying they just in there for the dollar, and then when you find out it wasn't what you wanted. So that's why I'm at about a week or two, just to see And then I can let you know what we come up with. Either tear it down, or could y'all give me time to resap it, to bring it back up? And if it's tear it down, how much time frame y'all could give me to do that with it, whatever.
So I guess my question next is to Mr. Justin or to Casey, with the findings that we have. I mean, do we allow time, or we're able to give time for them to, or it's not?
So the ordinance does allow the council to condemn and allow the property owner to repair within a certain time frame. You have to be very specific about what you're allowing to repair. But what I was gonna ask, I'll bring back Mr. Altazan up and just get his professional opinion on the condition of the property as it stands. Is it in a place or in a condition where it could be repaired?
Right.
Reasonably repaired?
So construction is one of those things with enough time and enough money, you can do anything. The investment that it would take to bring that home up to meet current codes is gonna far outweigh the value of what's there now. So what you run up against when you do repairs and renovations on properties is once your repairs exceed 50% of the value, everything has to be brought up to current codes. All of the electric, all of the mechanical, all of the plumbing, all of the roofing, all of the walls, all of the insulation, everything, the energy conservation code that's intact today, the majority of the houses built in Port Allen that people are living in, and they are fantastic homes, don't meet that code. So it would be a significant investment. For a house of that size, you're probably looking somewhere in the neighborhood of $200 to $230 a square foot to bring that home up to current codes. And it's tremendously expensive. Yes, ma'am.
If already know someone that does like work and plumbing, would that make it cut down a little bit on some of anything?
The problem is that all of the wiring that's in the home doesn't meet the code. So it's all gotta come out and be rebuilt.
I did my house myself.
So any contacts or connections you have in that world can potentially help you, yes, to get the evaluation and to give you a bid to tell you how much it's gonna cost. But in my professional opinion, for you to bring it from where it is now, with exposed rotten beams all over the place and exposed and rotten studs that all have to be rebuilt, it's almost a tear down and complete rebuild anyway, from what I've seen, because there's so much of it that's compromised. There's a tree growing through the back wall of it. A wide open hole and a tree growing through it. So that tree has to be removed.
I know,
and all of that whole back wall's gotta be rebuilt.
Yeah, and all of that, what you're saying, already have someone that does that kind of work. That's how come I'm saying that, just was messing with the chainsaw not too long ago. So what you're saying, it's kind of lining up with what we got going on, electric and all that.
Well, to be clear, it's not just electric.
Right.
The trees.
And then those people that you have, they would have to be licensed with the city. So if they're not licensed with us, yes,
they
ma'am,
got to be licensed over here.
or a licensed contractor, yes.
Oh,
So-
they licensed.
Okay, so they would still have to get,
From you all.
from us.
But it
Okay,
would
okay.
also have to go through a permitting process.
Right.
And be submitted, and I would imagine with the significance of what you're doing, plans would have to be submitted, and it would almost be like a new plan review, a complete rebuild.
I know,
And
I
that's-
exactly know what you're saying.
So at that point, with the memories that you're holding on to, everything that's gonna be left
It's going.
is not gonna be there anymore,
Yeah.
because what's there is so compromised that you're gonna have to remove it to meet the new codes.
I got you.
So,
I understand. I'm thinking what you're saying.
but yes, could it be done? Yes, it could, but reasonably and inexpensively, I don't see a path to get there.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Well,
Let me ask this question. Is the house that she's in, is already grandfathered in with certain code what we can do, where she will have to tear down certain part of the house and rebuild, where she still would be able to, fix on it?
Once,
You know, like the grandfather in where certain rules apply to that house still, or she have to start all over?
Yeah, right. Once you tear it down, that goes away.
Right, I'm saying if she tear down part of it, she still be grandfathered in.
so the,
When you say grandfather,
Miss Case.
I mean, like the
because
rules they
because
have.
the structure on the house,
Right, but I'm saying like grandfather in like something distant from the house or whatever they had, the code was to fill in the building. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Because I know I've experienced that with one of my family members where they just tore down part of the house and it still, built up the structure of it where he wouldn't have to go through all the code to rebuild the house. But as long as he kept some of the old part of the house, he was okay. So that's what I'm just asking if she's
Miss
in
Kate,
that range with that.
what's the current valuation of the home?
I am not sure.
It's in the assessment, or is it not?
Is it the market?
The market value? 33,000. So, if the cost of the repairs for that home is more than $16,500, you've eclipsed 50% of the value of that home. There's a statute within the building code that states if the repairs are more than 50% of the current value of the home, everything has to be up to current code. So there is no grandfathering at that.
Okay.
So all the totality of all the repairs would have to be below $16,500 for that to work.
And how long has this house been unattended?
About how long about? I know she probably, but I just might have been around 10 years it's been a while, trying to maintain it and get it back up to standards and getting different ones to do what they supposed to do and you find out they not. And then you got to go back through someone else, so it's been a lot. But still in all, whatever it is.
Thank you.
Any other questions, council members? Yeah. Okay. Well, if there are any more questions or comments, that concludes our portion of it, and so I'll turn it back over to you guys to discuss and consider any action.
My suggestion is that we can give them at least the time for her children to at least look at it. I understand family values, and I live in a family home myself, so I do understand that. But just understand we are giving you a time frame, and that's if everyone's in agreement with that. So I would say at least, because several neighbors have come about the property, to be honest. So that's how we got to the point that we are at. So I would say that at least by committee meeting, so the first part of September, I think that's enough time to give you to evaluate the situation and come back to, so committee meeting is the first Wednesday of September. So that date would be September 3rd. So, I'm sorry.
It's the next council meeting, so it sounds like council maybe tonight would be to vote to condemn it and give the property owner.
So council meeting is
next
committee?
council meeting to present the council with a plan on what they want to do with it. And then next month, the council will just decide whether to order it to be torn down or allow for repairs to be made.
So that would be September
15
10th.
days?
So
10
just
days
to
or 15
clarify,
days?
there has to be a motion. Condemnation is happening either way.
Right.
It's either gonna be a condemnation to demolish, or it's gonna be condemnation, we're giving you X amount of time to repair. So what I'm hearing is we're a move to condemn, but giving the property owner.
To assess the, enough
Yes.
time to assess the value, to assess
Yes.
the property.
And how long did you say you need?
She didn't say, she said, yeah, she said maybe a week or two.
And the reason why I say that is 'cause we all know how our sons and daughters are. When they say they coming, mom coming, they never show up. So we might need to give a little more time than 2 weeks.
I have a question. So
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
guys saying September 10th is for her to have a plan together? Or what are you guys saying for September?
So she said that she had sons, that do different
Construction,
things.
correct.
So we're giving, my suggestion is to give her enough time for them to go out to assess the property. It is my understanding that to fix it may be more than the value anyway, but to give her that time and give them the time to at least look at it and assess and then revisit the situation, and then we go from there.
Okay, so September 10th, if she says, because I heard him say 16,000,
Yeah.
right?
That's the threshold for the 50% of the current market value.
So if they go into it September 10th, let's just say from now until September 10th, and make an adjustment, fix some stuff up or whatever, do they revisit that, or what are we revisiting September 10th?
I think
So, can you come up to the mic?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay, so go ahead, Casey.
I just wanted to explain, so tonight, the council's gonna vote to either condemn it and order, your mother to demolish the property, or they're gonna, what it seems like what's gonna happen is they're gonna condemn it and allow her, 2 weeks?
Was a little more than 2 weeks.
To the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
The council meeting? To the 10th, to come back before the council and say, hey, I have my people, sons, contractors, whoever, look at the property. I can repair it, I cannot repair it. But I think there needs to be an understanding that is way more than patching up.
Right.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Patching
And
up.
I think it's gonna be more than the actual value up. So it's basically, if you think you can afford to pay this, basically to get it up to code and to look
Yeah,
interesting.
and so she would just have to come back here next month.
Correct.
That's what the revisiting is.
Gotcha. I
And at
understand
that
that.
time, and the council will assess it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so now we have a motion, to condemn.
So can I get a motion to condemn with allowing the time for the September 10th meeting to address and assess the property? As motion by Councilman Payne, second by Councilwoman King. Roll call, please.
Ms. Joseph? Yes. Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Mr. Payne?
yes.
Motion passes, ma'am.
And Ms. Richardson, you'll probably get something, another notice in the mail from us, for next month's meeting.
I appreciate that. Thank y'all so much.
Item 13, alcohol beverage permits, Mr. Joseph. 14, announcements and correspondence. The first announcement, our senior roundup is August 21st at West Baton Rouge Community Center from 9 to 1. We're asking for volunteers and asking for our senior citizens to come out and enjoy the festivities. On August 28th, we will be partnering with Jack's Running Club. That will be our first partnership with them. Don't have to run, you can walk. But they line up at Jack's Place on the corner of Court Street at 6:15. I think they leave out. The next town hall meeting will be September 8th at 5:30 p.m. Please forward all questions to Ms. Rose Roche or roche@portallen.org or myself, tpattan@portallen.org. Any questions you have before the town hall meeting, again, that date will be September 8th, 5:30 p.m. here on the 3rd floor. Also tomorrow, the permit office from the parish is coming to do an 1.5 hour long training session with our utility clerks downstairs, along with our secretary and Mr. Joseph and myself, about permitting and initiation forms. They have a lot of regulations that's changing, so we can be on one accord. Our permits go to them. So Ms. Jamie from the parish is coming to do a training, so please let your constituents and everyone know. We will be closed 1.5 hours tomorrow. So if we get any questions, Facebook and whatever, we are closing for the meeting so the ladies can properly be able to train and ask the questions that they need to ask.
What time would that be, ma'am?
10 o'clock. The training starts at 10 a.m. in the morning. Also, utility bills have the 10th of the month on it for past due amounts. So any past dues we've been giving to the 15th of the month is running into some issues. We are training one of the meter readers. So we are changing that. The bills state the 10th, so we're not changing anything as far as that. We've just allowed to the 15th. So the next day, the 11th, the next business day, should I say, we will start cutoffs. So starting September 11th, we will start cutoffs. So please get the word out to anyone that you know may have a past due amount. Starting September, we will start the very next day, business day, and thereafter, we will start the very next business day. That's all I have. Do I have anything?
Here.
The hazardous cleanup, the hazardous material collection, I think Ms. Rose brought this up at committee meeting, is October 25th from 8 to 12 at Alexander Park in Brewley. We have flyers here. I think we'll post it probably on the website and on our Facebook page. What's accepted and what's not accepted.
Motion?
Motion by Councilwoman Gordon, second by Councilman Payne. Adjourned.
Don't y'all always got to take out pictures?